Holy smokes.
Kung merinding sa badanan lo, kung merinding sa suara ini. Ini udah bukan suara hewan hutan.
Venturing into the woods alone at night can be terrifying. But what happens when you encounter someone or something you'd rather never meet? Tonight, we're diving into the 6 most disturbing encounters ever recorded. These clips will make you think twice about ever stepping into the woods alone again. Before we begin, a warning. The last story is truly shocking. But for now, let's delve into this first disturbing encounter. Meet Bear, the creator behind the YouTube channel Exploring with Bear. Through his videos, he takes viewers on eerie, thrilling, and sometimes downright terrifying adventures, often delving into the unknown and exploring mysterious outdoor locations. With his engaging storytelling and personal approach, Bear invites his audience to experience each journey firsthand. But on this particular night, he and his friends, Doug and Dave, would come to realize just how intense and emotionally charged these explorations could become. On the night of February 18th, 2025, Bear arrived at a secluded wooded area determined to investigate reports of highly aggressive Bigfoot clans. Armed with his camera, and later joined by Doug and Dave, he was eager to document whatever strange phenomena the location had in store.
Welcome back to another adventure, fam. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jared Bear. For tonight's adventure, I got Doug from Fear Fanatics with me. I also got Dave. We'll just call you just Dave. Just Dave. We also got Dave with us.
The video opens with Bear recounting a previous live stream from the same location where he encountered a loud crashing sound and was suddenly overwhelmed by an intense wave of nausea and emotion. This unsettling past experience set a tense and foreboding tone for the night's investigation.
Rip roaring, ready to go. Man, I'm super happy you fellas are with me. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have been able to have a video if you wouldn't have came. Not a care in the world. I forget, I don't think this goes back in too far, but it does go back a bit. Or maybe it does. I can't remember now.
Oh yeah, because these branches are like falling.
Not only that, but there could be something running around up there. You might catch it. Or maybe someone watching your video, man, might find something crazy that you never thought was there.
They set off on their adventure, making their way into the dense woods, each step taking them deeper into the unknown. As they ventured further into the heart of the forest, Bear suddenly spotted something unusual.
I think I just saw eyes over there a second ago. So that's the that is the whole thing about this place, is aggressive Bigfoot clans, apparently. We haven't even done a call yet. You want to do the first call, or you want me to?
He catches sight of glowing eyes in the darkness and immediately recalls the area's notorious reputation for hostile Bigfoot clans, hinting at the looming possibility of an impending conflict. A chilling encounter.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it, though. Was that like a... what do you call that? Fireman? What? How's that happen?
What?
That was like a tiny little... what would you call that thing? You didn't hear that? Did you... we might be able to find a cool structure. I thought I seen some kind... what?
My feet are all muddy and wet.
Oh, what was that? Bird or bat? Oh.
What was it?
It just flew down right behind you, too. I feel like it was on the ground there. Did it fly down and land right behind you? Something just flew out of that tree.
As they continued their journey, they found themselves enveloped by a symphony of unexplained sounds, unidentifiable noises, rhythmic clicking, eerie bird or bat calls, and the sudden rustle of something taking flight from a nearby tree. Each sound deepened the mystery, intensifying the growing sense of unease.
Oh, what is... hold on. I smell gas. Yeah, coyotes. A herd of coyotes.
that a bunch of coyotes?
I think so. Hey. Ooh. Did you hear that?
Did you hear something?
Was that clicking? Did you hear clicking?
I thought it was you. Yeah, I heard that.
No, that wasn't me. That was coming from the forest.
As they pressed on, the sounds intensified. The distant howls of coyotes reverberated through the night, while an eerie clicking noise echoed among the trees. A creeping sensation settled over them. It felt as though unseen eyes were tracking their every move from the darkness.
There's a cliff here. Is that a
Remember I
cliff?
said I wanted to put my tent here just so... Did you camp all night? No.
Oh, that's cool. That's a river.
That's where I wanted to take you to, but not this way. We gotta go around this way.
As they ventured further, Bear noticed a steep cliff ahead and approached it with caution, an unsettling feeling creeping over him. After a night already brimming with tension, he couldn't shake the thought, what other dangers might still be lurking in this treacherous place?
I'm curious to see if any of you guys... Well, just pay attention to like your heads and bellies too. See if anything weird happens. I gotta say, I'm not being hit like I was earlier. Oh. That looks so cool down in there.
Buried under snow for all of them.
Is that eyeballs? Where's the camera? Oh. Is that any? Oh. Did you see some?
I see on the tree in the back.
Did you? That's a good sign. Whoa, that's some big rocks to trip over. Tree shaking. Tree shaking, huh?
It was on the other side of the gully.
You got to see it though?
Oh, come back this way. Back that way a little bit.
This way?
Bear hesitates before expressing a growing sense of unease, asking his companions if they feel anything unusual physically. Moments later, he remarks on spotting a pair of eyes glinting in the darkness. But the night takes an even more sinister turn when something truly terrifying finally makes its presence known.
Wow, look at this face. Look at this face morphing in the middle of my screen right now. It's gone. It was doing it. Wow. I know you guys were seeing what I was seeing. There's no way my eyes was doing that. That was eyes, nose, the mouth. It was moving and everything. It's gone. Oh my goodness.
Something even more unsettling unfolds. Bear claims to see a face taking shape within the bark, eyes, nose, and mouth gradually emerging and shifting before his very eyes. A chill courses through him, mirrored by his viewers. An eerie sensation of being watched settles over the scene.
Whoa. Ooh, what just fell down me? Something just fell down my shirt. Was that a spider? Is there a big freaking spider inside my shirt right now?
The feeling of unease intensifies as more strange occurrences unfold. Something unexpectedly slips down Bear's shirt, prompting startled cries that break the silence. A mushroom is briefly dismissed as unimportant, yet an eerie contradiction arises. Bear insists he hears nothing, despite the sounds reported earlier. Shaking off the lingering discomfort, he presses forward with his friends, venturing deeper into the woods. But the farther they go, the more unsettling the night becomes.
Oh my goodness. They were waiting for me. I keep stopping now. I see him now though. I'm closing the gap.
With each step, an increasing sense of unease crept over him. Yet he pressed on without hesitation, determined to stay alongside his friends.
This looks like it goes further into the woods. This is the fucking Blair Witch.
Blair Witch.
And I remember coming down, but I don't remember jumping a creek or nothing. Did we miss a trail?
Dude. I didn't notice it either. I was following your
We need to
lead.
go that way. When do you think we should have gone up when it split that one time? I don't think so. No. But if we keep going this way, then we just got to go to the left, right? I don't know what like that is. I don't know what that is. That's the building at the end of the road.
At this point, they arrived at a fork in the path, uncertain about which direction to take. Rather than debating further, they turned to Google Maps for guidance, ensuring they remained on the correct route and avoided getting lost in the woods. With their course set, they resumed their journey. However, before long, they finally arrived at their destination and stepped out of the hauntingly eerie woods.
We came up way too far though, because we were supposed to come out way back there.
Wait a minute, did we do this once already?
We did.
I just had deja vu, man.
We did. The cars are over there. Yeah, no, we gotta go down the street.
We just popped it out at the same spot twice. Holy smokes. There's a growl right there, too. I wasn't ready for that. That was a lot of coyotes. Whoop! What is that? There was like a bang. That was sort of like a knock. Listen. House, that was Woots. Whoop! Did you guys hear that on camera? That was a hollering, man. A couple times. I had the camera going that time. I hope you heard it.
As Bear continues alone after his friends depart, the unsettling noises intensify. Growls, coyote howls, unidentifiable sounds, knocking, a scream or whoop, the repeated chiming of what sound like a key, and distant hollers that amplify the eerie atmosphere. He wonders aloud if the hollering was captured on camera, hoping for proof. He also notes that these same sounds have been heard before, but only when the camera wasn't recording, adding to the mystery. Overwhelmed and unnerved, Bear abruptly ends his investigation and decides to rest. Though Bear and his friends made it out of the woods safely, one chilling question lingers. What was behind the growls, the hollers, the face in the trees, and the overwhelming sense of unease? Could it have been the aggressive Bigfoot clans rumored to roam the area, or was something else at play? The true nature of that intense and unnerving night remains unknown. While supernatural and unexplained encounters can be terrifying, this particular experience left Bear deeply shaken. The source of the disturbances may never be identified, but the video stands as a haunting reminder of the power of the unknown and the eerie unpredictability of venturing into the woods at night. Were these 5 encounters unsettling? If so, brace yourself for what's coming next, because this one is certain to leave you truly afraid. Meet Tom, an avid outdoor enthusiast who documents his adventures on his YouTube channel. Tom's trails, From in-depth gear reviews to immersive wild camping trips, his channel serves as a source of inspiration for nature lovers seeking their own outdoor experiences. In this video, Tom and his friend Matt set off on a wild camping trip deep within a dense forest, eager to embrace the tranquility of nature, strengthen their friendship, and try bivvy camping for the first time. It's March 1st, 2025. Both Tom and Matt are well prepared and excited for the journey ahead as they begin their hike into the wilderness. Their goal is simple: to venture as far from civilization as possible, immersing themselves in the untouched beauty of nature, free from the distractions of the modern world. As they trek deeper into the forest, the peaceful surroundings and perfect harmony of the wilderness make the adventure feel even more rewarding.
Here we go. Let's go a little bit further that way. Yeah. Right, there we go. That's us. Oh no, pillow as well. Here we are. All set and ready to go. Yes. Fire pot. Orzo pasta bolognese. Beautiful. Francesca said this looked a bit like a coffin when I set it up in the living room.
After selecting what seems like the perfect spot to spend the night, Tom and Matt quickly set up their camp as the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the forest floor. Soon, the woods will be enveloped in complete darkness. With their campsite ready, they settle down to enjoy their dinner, taking in the peaceful atmosphere of the wilderness. Everything feels just right, and at this moment, they have no idea what the night has in store for them.
Are you cooking steak?
I'm cooking some steak.
Oh no.
That's good. Yeah, I'm not going to burn a hole through this pan like I did to Sam's pan.
Oh yeah.
And there we have it. Steak cooking.
Steak's very good.
With dinner finished and everything set up comfortably, Tom and Matt relax, enjoying the tranquility of the forest. The crackling fire and the gentle rustling of leaves create a soothing atmosphere, making for the perfect night outdoors. As the evening deepens, the sky darkens, and the last light of the sun fades beyond the horizon. The two friends keep the fire going, savoring the stillness of the night. But as the hours slip by, they decide it's time to rest. Wanting to make the most of their adventure, they plan to wake up early to fully embrace the experience. Both are eager to test out their new bivvy gear and feel confident that the night will pass like any other camping trip. However, just as they drift into a deep sleep, an unexpected sound startles them awake. At first it's faint, barely noticeable, but it steadily grows louder. Lying still in silence, Tom and Matt listen intently, struggling to identify the noise. A sense of unease settles over them as an eerie tension creeps into the air. The sudden thunderous banging jolted Tom and Matt awake, their hearts pounding as the sound echoed through the forest. It continued for what felt like an eternity, an unrelenting noise that made falling back asleep impossible. Lying still in their sleeping bags, they felt vulnerable, uneasy, and unsure of what or who was responsible. They could only hope that whatever was causing the noise wouldn't come any closer, but with each echoing bang, it felt as if it just might. By the time morning finally arrived, both were utterly exhausted. The rest of the night had been spent in tense silence, their minds racing with possibilities, unable to shake the unsettling feeling that had settled over them. While relieved to see daylight, they couldn't ignore the lingering unease. That sound hadn't just been loud, it had felt threatening. After a quick breakfast, they packed up their gear and left the forest behind. Though grateful the night had passed without incident, there was also a sense of disappointment. What was meant to be a peaceful escape into nature had taken an eerie and unexpected turn. When Tom uploaded the video to his channel, he asked his viewers for their thoughts on the strange noise. Some believed it could have been an animal, while others speculated something far more unsettling. But to this day, the mystery remains unsolved. The experience continues to linger in their minds, an unanswered question that refuses to fade. Fortunately, this story had a safe ending. But brace yourself, the next one takes a far more chilling turn. Meet Ahmad, the creator of the YouTube channel Saror. Through his videos, he takes viewers on immersive journeys into remote forests across the world, uncovering hidden spiritual sites and unexplained phenomena. From dense woodlands to sacred grounds, his explorations reveal the haunting beauty of these mysterious places. With his distinctive storytelling style, Ahmad keeps his audience captivated. But one day, he would come to realize just how unpredictable and unsettling these adventures could truly become. On an overcast evening, Ahmad arrived at a secluded forest location, ready to embark on another solo expedition. Armed with nothing but his camera, he was eager to document whatever mysteries the site had in store.
Oke teman-teman, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to Skyro. Jadi ini aku udah berada dalam hutan teman-teman. Kondisinya gerimis, agak hujan gitu dari tadi, dan ya kondisinya begini, gue sendirian di sini. Dan
the video opened with Ahmad explaining that he was already deep within the forest as a light drizzle fell around him. As he spoke, the eerie atmosphere of the surroundings gradually took shape, setting the stage for the unsettling journey ahead. He began by panning his camera across the environment, capturing the dense trees, shadowy clearings, and overgrown bushes. This immediately established a profound sense of isolation and vulnerability.
Ini gue pengen pasang tenda di sini teman-teman. Ini gue takutnya hujan makin lebat teman-teman. Ini juga udah sore banget, udah sekitar jam 6 lewat teman-teman. Gue bakalan nebas dulu pasang tenda teman-teman. Oke, let's go.
Ahmad found the perfect spot to set up camp and began clearing the dense area, cutting away overgrown plants before laying down his gear. As he worked, he explained the purpose of his trip, a recent local incident in which a young man had mysteriously gone missing in this very forest. The moment Ahmad recounted the story, he realized this would be far from a typical camping video, and for a brief moment, a sense of unease crept in. Although the boy was eventually found days later, his chilling account of supernatural forces lurking within the woods remained deeply unsettling. He described an otherworldly place, one filled with eerie houses and strange inhabitants, some with human-like appearances, while others bore distinctly animal-like features. Ahmad's own observations upon reaching the site only heightened the ominous atmosphere, reinforcing the eerie nature of the place.
Oke teman-teman, jadi gue baru aja selesai pasang tenda teman-teman, dan ini kondisinya udah gelap. Ini udah menjelang maghrib teman-teman. Mungkin kalau kalian dengar ini ada suara azan dari pemukiman ada di luar, karena gue nggak jauh banget, sekitar ya 1 kiloan aja jalan kaki masuk ke dalam hutan ini. Tuh, ada kedengeran nggak suara azan walaupun cuman kecil teman-teman. Nah.
Ahmad notes that despite being just about a kilometer from civilization, the forest feels completely cut off from the outside world. This unsettling proximity to safety, so close yet unreachable, only adds to the tension, especially as strange occurrences begin to unfold. He spends the evening preparing his meal and enjoying it in solitude, unaware that something unexpected is about to happen, just as he finishes cooking and settles in. As he recounts the night, Ahmad reveals that while setting up camp and preparing his food, he repeatedly heard what sounded like multiple people walking and talking nearby. The voices were clear and distinct, as if 2 or 3 individuals were approaching his campsite, engaged in conversation. The mysterious nature of the sound becomes increasingly unnerving as he describes his reactions, struggling to make sense of what he is experiencing.
Teman-teman, jadi sekarang di luar kondisinya hujan lebat banget. Ngeri banget ketika di hutan begini gue sendiri dan hujan. Dan ini badai teman-teman, kayak anginnya deras banget gitu loh. Gue khawatir aja ada pohon-pohon yang tumbang sih di sekitar sini. Mungkin aku bakalan tidur dulu kali ya, karena Itu nggak bisa aktivitas apapun selain di dalam tenda.
A sudden shift in weather brings heavy rain and powerful winds, turning the night into a full-blown storm. As the wind howls through the trees and the rain pounds against his tent, Ahmad voices his growing concern about the possibility of falling branches or even entire trees collapsing around him. The looming physical danger only intensifies the already unsettling presence of the unexplained, blending natural threats with the eerie unknown.
Ini belum reda-reda teman-teman. Ini udah jam, kalian bisa lihat. Ini udah deket jam 1 loh teman-teman. Hujannya nggak reda-reda. Gue dari tadi cuman bisa baring-baring, nggak bisa tidur teman-teman. Gue baring-baring, cuman bisa lihat-lihat foto, denger musik. Gak ada jaringan di sini. Ya udah, kayak gini doang. Dan di sini gue ngerasa cukup horror banget men. Hujan-hujan kayak gini gue banyak banget denger kayak patah morgana suara di hutan gitu. Gue denger kayak langkah kaki ngedeketin, kayak apa ya? Kayak tenda gue kayak di
Ahmad's fear continues to escalate as he lies awake for hours, unable to find any rest. He describes hearing eerie, phantom-like sounds, footsteps drawing closer, and the unsettling sensation of his tent being disturbed. These strange occurrences seem to intensify, as if an unseen force is directly targeting him. Even after taking sleeping pills, he remains wide awake, suggesting that whatever presence lingers in the darkness is powerful enough to override any attempt at rest. Meanwhile, the relentless rain continues to pour, further reinforcing his sense of entrapment in this increasingly terrifying ordeal.
Mau tahu nggak ada hewan rusa di sini? Kalau kita mikir itu hewan yang kawit atau apa, soal rusa yang kawit. Gak ada rusa di sini. Gue merinding loh, sebadanan lo gue merinding dengan suaranya. Ini udah bukan suara hewan hutan. Gue seumur-umur gak pernah dengar hewan kayak gini suaranya. Gue nyium bau gosong banget datang. Ini bau gosong banget parah. Nggak tahu.
He considers possible natural explanations, briefly wondering if the sounds could be attributed to mating deer. However, he quickly dismisses this theory, knowing that deer do not inhabit this forest. With logical explanations ruled out, the only possibility left is something beyond the realm of the natural. The most unsettling moment occurs when Ahmad recounts hearing the repeated sound of heavy objects crashing to the ground.
Astagfirullahaladzim.
The video concludes abruptly with Ahmad repeating, "Go away, go away, go away," hinting at an immediate and unseen presence that leaves viewers on edge. While he managed to document numerous unexplained events, the most unsettling question remains: what entities truly lurked within that forest? The mystery of that night remains unsolved, with the footage serving as a cautionary tale for anyone considering venturing there alone. While spirits are unsettling, the beings described in the missing man's account, part human, part animal, suggest a presence potentially far more dangerous than mere ghosts. Fortunately, Ahmad made it through the night unharmed, but the psychological toll of such an experience is immeasurable. One thing is certain, most viewers would think twice before attempting a similar solo expedition into such an eerie and unknown place. This next clip comes from the YouTube channel Scotland's Mountains, where Billy shares his adventures in the Scottish Highlands. From breathtaking summit wild camps to mountain biking, climbing, and kayaking along the lochs, Billy captures every moment of his experiences while exploring the wild landscapes of Scotland. In this video, Billy and his good friend Ray set out on a journey to one of the most infamous locations in the Western Highlands, Louisbestone Bothy. Now in ruins, this remote bothy has long been the subject of eerie paranormal stories. Over the years, many have reported hearing unexplained footsteps and witnessing objects being thrown when the lodge was still in use. Some even believe a poltergeist haunts the place. But despite these chilling tales, Billy and Ray were too intrigued to resist. Ever since they first heard about Louisbestone, they knew they had to experience it for themselves. And to truly do so, they made the bold decision to spend the night there. Be however, with the ruins lying miles away from the nearest road, a quick escape wouldn't be an option. It's October 27th, 2023. Billy and Ray meet at the starting point of their journey, ready to venture into the mountains. Since the route is long, and demanding, they begin by biking through the rugged landscape, covering as much ground as possible before the terrain forces them to continue on foot. Yet even as the trail becomes more challenging, their excitement remains high. Determined to reach their destination, they press on.
Right, we're coming up directly from Kinloch Leven. Don't do it this way. It's murder, isn't it? Absolute murder. It's all it's steep, but you can see it's all pitted and oh, it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Right, you'll see behind me we have finally reached the 4x4 track. That's one of the toughest things I've done in a long time. How did you find that, Ray?
That was horrific, and yeah, that was a bad idea actually.
I think we're both goosed. We might just set the tents up here. I think the ghosts will come this far across from Louisbelt.
It seemed like a good idea at the time, as always. But
On the map it's more direct. But, and yeah, we're right in the mountains now, so it's over the back of that one we're heading right along. We'll hit a couple of lochs soon, so I'll probably bring you back when we reach the ruin and we're putting the tents up. There'll be 360 footage and some voiceover work in the interim, so yeah, we'll see you in a wee while.
After a long bike ride, they finally reach a more navigable path, bringing them steadily closer to their destination. The sight of their goal looming in the distance reignites their energy, momentarily pushing aside the exhaustion from their arduous journey. And then, at last, they arrive at Louisbestone. As they take in their first real look at the ruins of the infamous haunted bothy, a strange mix of excitement and unease washes over them. The crumbling structure, standing in isolation amidst the vast and desolate landscape, carries an eerie presence, one that lingers in the crisp mountain air. Still, determined to see their adventure through, Billy and Ray begin setting up camp. Yet, no matter how much they try to shake off the unsettling feeling creeping in, the thought of spending the night in a place with such a chilling reputation remains at the back of their minds.
Oh, I tell you what, it's no warm, it's cold. As I said earlier, there's snow on the tops, so, and I've got my summer gear with me. It's a cold night tonight. We've also brought a change of clothes. Got some proper trousers to put on, so I'm going to get changed into them as well. It's now out of this my cycling stuff. But it's a beautiful spot nonetheless. I mean, we've covered the mountains, we're in, the stags are roaring, the high tops are, we've got a cap of snow in them, it's starting to clear now, we might get some star shots.
With both Billy's and Ray's tents set up, they take a moment to prepare a meal while soaking in the breathtaking scenery as the sun gradually sinks below the horizon. The golden light of the setting sun stretches long shadows across the ruins, and for a brief moment, the tranquility of the remote wilderness makes them forget Louisbestone's unsettling reputation. But just as they begin to settle in, the first strange occurrence takes place.
Right, just went over to set the wee camera up. I don't know if you can see it. Switched it on and the battery's gone. I mean, it was had the battery flat side straight away, and that was charged literally before I left the house. It's never gone that flat. It might just be the cold weather, but I don't know, that sort of thing happened in Most Haunted, didn't it? But that's a bit weird. Or is it just a coincidence? Who knows? Right, I've got a power bank with me. I'm going to recharge it and see if we can get some juice out of it. Yeah, I don't know if you can make out the battery there. It should be full, but it's not. It's empty, so I'll go and charge it, but that's a bit odd. I don't know if you can see me or not, but there's a moon. The moon's rising over the skyline, just to the side of the old ruin. And the light started to go, it's quite dark now. But so far it's just a lovely place actually, surrounded by some amazing mountains. I can see Annick Beg and Annick Moor and Scureelde Moor. It's lovely.
Aside from one of the camera batteries mysteriously draining without any clear explanation, Billy and Ray remain at ease, still relishing their time surrounded by nature. After finishing their dinner, they decide to build a fire and enjoy some quality time together. But as the flames flicker and the darkness deepens around them, the atmosphere begins to change. The once inviting wilderness now feels different, heavier, almost as if an unseen presence is watching.
Weird things happen to us when we're... Let's hope there's nothing weird tonight. There's nothing we can do. We are literally, if anything weird happens tonight, we are literally in the middle of nowhere, aren't we?
We're in the boondocks.
Was it 7 or 8 miles away from the closest? I don't know. But there's no way we can just get up and go, put it that way.
No.
We'll just have to bide our time. It's a really starry night actually, isn't it?
It's nice.
It's absolutely glorious. It's a bit windy, but
This is what I really like about, the winter, or going into winter and the winter camping, when you get a clear night and you can see the Milky Way and the stars. Yeah, especially if there's snow on the ground. I mean, we've done quite a few winter camps, and I think it's glorious. Maybe the best time of the year to be out camping.
Aye, the long nights.
Yeah. Not everybody's cup of tea, freezing. But if you have the right gear and that experience, then I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, no, there's something special about it.
Yeah.
And at this time of year, it's not actually that cold at the moment. I mean, it has been cold in the wind, but you know what I mean. It's not below freezing.
Yourself.
I think it's maybe because I've got
About 20 layers on.
I've got about 15 layers on.
After spending some time drinking, chatting, and exchanging ghost stories, along with a few strange experiences of their own, the mood remains light, and they are thoroughly enjoying the night. But just before retreating to their tents, Billy and Ray decide to take one final look inside the ruins, this time under the cover of darkness. With only their flashlights piercing through the pitch-black night, they step inside.
You think there might have been dormers?
There used to be 2 dormer windows here. There's that one there and then one there. So if they left the front of the building, then that would have been one of the windows.
The front, yeah.
It's weird that you've still got that bit roof just.
That's a bit dangerous. So after the wee tour, we looked to the skies, and there was actually a slight aurora showing as well as a meteor shower, which we watched before hitting the hay.
Inside the ruins, an unsettling feeling lingered, impossible to ignore, as they thought about the eerie rumors and the long storied history of the place. But with no other choice, it was time to turn in for the night. They did their best to shake off the unease and settle in, despite the heavy atmosphere surrounding them. Eventually, Billy and Ray drifted off to sleep, but Billy's rest was anything but peaceful.
Well, good morning. I think I've made it through the night unscathed. It is 7:05. I didn't feel like I slept very well. In fact, when I looked at my watch, I was delighted when it was said, I think it was 6:50 I woke up. I felt like it was still the middle of the night and I was up every 2 minutes, but I think that was just because of where I am and just expecting something to happen. Yeah, it's funny when you're in a place like this, every noise you hear, you have to think about it rationally. And what was preying on my mind is I think I'm on the path. If you've listened to the podcast, there's a bit where they hear a dragging noise on a gravel path. I know it's grass here now, but I think this is the path between the house and the river where they heard this strange gravel sound, dragging sound in the second visit. If you've listened to it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Morning, Ray.
Morning.
How was your night's sleep?
It was good. It was actually very good.
So nothing went
Nothing went bang in the night.
bad in the night?
Slept right through.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was just saying to the guys,
I thought I heard the front door, like a door slamming shut. But I'm sure I was just dreaming.
Well, saying that, I did hear something. I don't know if I was kind of dreaming. I heard wood getting cut.
Really?
You know, like what I saw. It was like shh, 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 shh. And then it stopped for a little while, and then I heard it again, just, you know, like somebody was finishing off cutting the wood, like the shh. And that was it.
Yeah.
But I don't
Sure it wasn't me snoring.
It probably was.
Yeah. So,
but other than that, nothing.
I don't know. I think I sleep with earplugs in, but I could still hear. My senses were very much heightened last night. I think it was just because of the story. I think that's the gravel path. There's bits where I was putting the pegs in. I don't know if you've listened to the podcast, but there's a bit
not
where
all yet, no.
they hear a dragging across the gravel path. So I was just expecting to hear that. But anyway, we've survived.
In the end, Billy and Ray had made it through the night unscathed. Though they heard strange noises in the darkness, they brushed them off, convincing themselves it was all in their heads, despite the lingering unease. But as the sun finally rose over the mountains, its golden light restored the breathtaking beauty of the landscape, bringing back the serene atmosphere. Feeling satisfied and victorious, the two friends enjoyed a quick meal, packed up their belongings, and began their journey back to civilization. This was an adventure they wouldn't soon forget, and while both remained skeptical about the mysteries of the living and the dead, they couldn't shake the feeling that something about this place was truly off. This next video comes from the YouTube channel Tim Morozov, a Russian channel dedicated to exploring life's mysteries in search of answers and evidence of the unknown. While Tim is best known for his eerie content, he also shares a variety of personal projects, including engaging DIY videos where he builds everything from furniture to a camper van. In this particular clip, Tim ventures into a forest infamous among locals for its unsettling legends. According to the tales, a mysterious sorcerer is said to dwell deep within these woods. Some believe he serves as a guardian, protecting our world from unspeakable creatures, while others fear he is the very source of the horrors lurking in the shadows. Whatever the truth may be, the legend is well known in the region, and most people steer clear of the forest, especially after nightfall. But Tim isn't like most people. Determined to uncover the truth, he sets out to spend the night camping in this notorious woodland, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive sorcerer. It's July 16th, 2023. As the sun begins to dip below the horizon, Tim and his loyal dog, Kukum, arrive at the forest's edge, searching for the ideal spot to set up camp. At first glance, the woods seem no different from any other. Towering trees swaying gently in the breeze, the distant calls of birds echoing through the canopy. But despite the ordinary scenery, an unshakable sense of unease creeps up Tim's spine. He reminds himself of his purpose, steels his nerves, and ventures deeper into the unknown. After securing a suitable spot and setting up camp, Tim begins to feel a bit more at ease. He enjoys a quick meal and takes a moment to unwind, listening to the tranquil sounds of nature as nightfall approaches. To avoid attracting unwanted attention, he opts against building a fire, preferring to remain unnoticed in case anyone or anything is lurking in these woods. As the hours slip by, darkness blankets the forest, enveloping everything in an eerie stillness. Just as Tim prepares to retreat into his tent for warmth, his dog, Kukum, suddenly stiffens. His ears perk up, his eyes locked onto something in the distance, his entire posture tense with unease.
Кучум!
Tim feels a wave of unease wash over him. Kuchum isn't one to bark without reason, and the intensity of his reaction sends a chill down Tim's spine. He hesitates for a moment, straining to hear anything unusual in the silence of the forest, hoping that whatever has caught his dog's attention isn't a threat. But as the seconds tick by and the woods remain eerily quiet, Kuchum's barking only grows more urgent. Realizing he can't ignore it any longer, Tim takes a deep breath, steadies himself, and cautiously steps outside to confront whatever might be lurking in the darkness.
Кучум! Кучум, ты куда? Ты чувствуешь кого-то? Здесь есть кто?
Tim peers into the darkness, his eyes sweeping across the landscape, but nothing appears out of the ordinary. Yet Kuchum remains fixated on something unseen, his body tense, his barking relentless. The eerie stillness of the forest only heightens the sense of unease, sending a shiver down Tim's spine. Trusting his instincts, he reaches for the thermal camera he brought along, just in case. If something or someone is out there, this device should reveal it. Holding his breath, he lifts the camera and begins scanning the tree line, hoping to uncover the reason behind Kuchum's unsettling reaction. Drained from the long day and the lingering tension, Tim finally settles into his tent, trying to shake off the unsettling feeling. Kuchum, still on edge, eventually lies down beside him, though his ears remain perked, alert for any sign of movement outside. As a precaution, Tim leaves his camera rolling just in case something unusual happens during the night. Closing his eyes, he hopes to finally get some rest. Hours pass in silence, until suddenly, Kuchum starts to bark.
Кучум. Кучум.
Once again, Kuchum began barking, but assuming it was just another animal, Tim waited for a moment, hoping his dog would return to the tent on his own. However, as the minutes passed and the barking suddenly ceased, Kuchum was still nowhere in sight. Growing increasingly concerned, Tim decided to step outside and investigate what was going on.
Кучум. Кучум. Друзья, я не знаю, что делать. Прошло уже 2 часа. Как я зову Кучума, он не приходит. Я надеюсь, что ничего плохого не произошло. И он всего лишь погнался за каким-нибудь зверем. Или просто ушел погулять. Кучуем! Больше ничего не слышно.
Kuchum was nowhere in sight, and even after waiting for a while, hoping he would return, there was still no sign of him. Growing increasingly anxious and uncertain of what to do, Tim decided to build a fire, hoping the light and warmth would guide Kuchum back to camp if he had lost his way. Tim waits through the rest of the night, but even as the morning sun rises, there is still no sign of Kuchum. Growing increasingly concerned, he lingers for a few more hours, torn between staying put in case Kuchum finds his way back or setting out to search for him in case he needs help. As time passes with no trace of his loyal companion, Tim's food and water supplies begin to dwindle and the day continues slipping away. Eventually, with no other choice, he reluctantly starts packing his belongings, still holding on to the hope that Kuchum will return before he leaves.
В случае, пока собрал палатку, если он сейчас объявится, то мы дальше продолжим путь. Пока он не пришел, я остаюсь здесь.
After packing up all his belongings, Tim made the difficult choice to begin searching for Kuchum. He had waited as long as he could, and by now, he was certain that if his dog were able or willing to return, he would have already done so. Determined, Tim ventured into the dense forest, calling out and whistling, hoping for any sign of his loyal companion. The video cuts off at this moment, leaving viewers on edge, anxiously wondering whether Tim ever found Kuchum. While no update accompanied this footage, Tim later released a more recent video in which, to everyone's relief, Kuchum appears safe, healthy, and well. This confirmed that after all the uncertainty, Tim was ultimately reunited with his faithful friend. Although no definitive evidence of the mysterious sorcerer rumored to inhabit these woods was captured, the most important outcome was that both Tim and Kuchum emerged unharmed. This experience served as a stark reminder of the need for caution when venturing into vast, uncharted wilderness. It also highlights just how unpredictable a night in the wild can be. And with that in mind, let's move on to the next unsettling camping encounter. This chilling footage comes from the YouTube channel Exploration Unknown, owned by John, a man with a deep passion for documenting his daring adventures. From exploring eerie, abandoned locations to spending the night in them, he has spent the past 8 years sharing his experiences with his viewers, showcasing the haunting beauty of decay. But sometimes, his explorations take an unsettling turn, making him question whether his passion is worth the risk. In this video, John sets up camp at an old, abandoned farmstead hidden deep in the woods. Locals whisper that the place is haunted, though that's not the reason he's here. Drawn by the site's state of decay, he is eager to explore what remains of the farm and uncover the remnants of its past. But what he doesn't yet realize is that this night will take a disturbing turn, one that has nothing to do with the forgotten relics of history. It's November 9th, 2017. As John treks through the woods, the sun dips below the horizon, casting eerie shadows across the landscape. With his campsite set up for the night, he begins recording, ready to document the decaying farmstead, completely unaware of what awaits him in the darkness.
As you can see, I wasn't kidding about being in the woods. Coming up on some structures here. You have to kind of walk off the woods a little bit to get this place. Look at this. out here in the middle of nothing. It's a big barrel. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that really freaked me out when I first saw it. Which is weird because it's like somebody's jacket just hanging there. Look at all this stuff here. Now that is a relic of the past. It's like an old 80s printer. So cool. Look at all these little spindly things here. Looks like something that could be used on a turn lathe. So this way. This whole building here is just, looks like over here is starting to collapse in the back a little bit.
As John moves through the farmstead, his fascination deepens with each step. The decaying structure, adorned with scattered remnants of a forgotten past, captivates him. Faded photographs, tattered furniture, and abandoned belongings tell a silent story of those who once lived here. Although he remains relatively at ease, a lingering sense of unease clings to the air. Something feels off, though he can't quite pinpoint why. Determined not to let it distract him, John pushes the feeling aside and presses on, eager to uncover what other secrets this eerie place may hold.
Barn, garage. Oh, I'm falling through something. Oh, look. Oh, wow. Look at that metal. Oh, wow. Is that actually still got... Oh, wow. These are unopened. Wonder how old this is. It's unopened motor oil. That's really cool. There's a bunch of cans up here. Oh wow, how long has it been since you've seen those McDonald's bags? Some saws. This is probably not the safest structure to be inside of right now. It is all collapsed everywhere around me except there's one little spot I'm in. Crazy. Yeah, this is cool. Look at all that grease. I'm gonna drop my camera in that. Some old belts here. Still a pretty solid looking old barn except for that corner. I just love being out in the woods at night. Something really freaking cool about it.
John is completely immersed in the experience as he continues exploring the farmstead, taking in the eerie yet captivating atmosphere. After covering most of the property, he feels satisfied with his findings and decides to take a short break at his camp. However, what he didn't realize at the time was that his camera had captured something truly unsettling, something he wouldn't notice until much later. John had set out for another night of exploration, expecting nothing more than the usual excitement of uncovering forgotten places. But what he didn't realize was that something or someone had been watching him from the shadows. At first glance, it's easy to overlook, but when reviewing the footage frame by frame, a faint figure dressed in white can be seen standing eerily still beside one of the trees. Completely unaware of what his camera had captured, John continued his adventure as usual, enjoying the experience without a second thought. It wasn't until he uploaded the video to his channel that he noticed the mysterious figure lurking in the distance. A chill ran down his spine as the realization set in. He hadn't been alone after all. The discovery left him with a strange mix of emotions, relief that he hadn't noticed it in the moment, and unease at the thought of what might have happened if he had. What started as a routine exploration turned into one of the most unsettling encounters he had ever documented, a haunting reminder of just how unpredictable a night in the wilderness can be. And with that in mind,
that's all we have for today. Stay tuned for more.